Hey everyone. I feel like I'm about to talk about a very controversial issue, but honestly I'm a very tiny channel, so I don't think many people will see this, so I'ma just spill some tea right now. K-pop can be racist and idols can be ignorant. And we as fans need to do something about it. I actually like to think that most K-pop idols aren't racist. I feel like when most idols do or say something racist, they don't actually mean to sound racist. I think it comes from a place of ignorance and not knowing about other cultures, which still doesn't make it right, and they definitely need to be called out and educated, but I don't think they should be cancelled. I feel like a lot of people these days are ignorant. Personally, as a female of color and someone who's Muslim, I've faced a lot of ignorance, and some of it comes from my friends. I know my friends. I know they're not bad people, and I know they're not racist. They just haven't been exposed to many cultures, and if they say something ignorant, I don't get mad. I just educate, and I feel like that is what we should be doing to these idols. I'm not going to name any idols in specific because I don't want to start shit, and I also don't want to say anything about any idols without doing proper research. I feel like the reason for the ignorance is because Korea and Koreans who live in Korea aren't exposed to much diversity. I was planning on speaking about multiculturalism in Korea, but I honestly am not that educated on that topic, and I don't really think I have a place to talk about it. I also really want to talk about whitewashing and how toxic it is. If you are an Asian who's on the darker side or black or colored, you know the pressure that's put on us to be whiter. If you aren't any of the above, let me show you how toxic it can be by telling you a story from my personal life. If you live in countries like India or Pakistan or maybe even the Middle East, you probably know about the whitening cream called Fair and Lovely. This shit is literally everywhere if you live in India. I'm half Indian, and growing up I would see ads for Fair and Lovely literally everywhere, and we had a bunch of Fair and Lovely creams in our home. Because that was just the culture, and it was probably more surprising if you didn't have Fair and Lovely somewhere in your house. Growing up I thought this shit was normal. I thought wanting to be whiter was normal, and I thought these stupid fucking ads were normal. I remember putting on Fair and Lovely every day when I was a kid. When we moved to the Middle East I would go looking for it and buy it. I thought that if I stopped using it I'd become dark and ugly. It wasn't until my family moved to Australia when I was 12 and I couldn't find the cream anywhere that I stopped using it. But a year after we'd moved, we stumbled into an Indian store, and the first thing I went to was the Fair and Lovely I saw on the shelf. The thought that I was too dark had never left my mind, and I started using it again, but I soon realized how bad this was. Living in Australia, I started to see that darker skin isn't a bad thing, and it took a lot, but I was finally able to stop using the cream and move on with my life, but I still struggle with it sometimes. That stupid cream that honestly did jack shit ruined my image of myself for so fucking long. I find this whole desire to be white to be so stupid, and photoshopping people to look whiter just encourages the toxic behavior. I'd actually like to see my idols as people, not as ghosts, please. Every time I see an idol get whitewashed it makes me feel so hurt because I feel like they're going through the same things I went through. Whitewashing them is basically telling them that they aren't good or pretty enough because they're dark, and that's just a load of baloney. Okay, I feel like I can't talk about racism in K-pop without talking about foreigners, mainly non-Asian people in K-pop. If I'm being honest, I feel like I haven't formed an opinion on this yet. I see where both sides are coming from, and I don't want to just pick a side if I'm not sure that that's the side I want to be on, so I am going to let you guys talk and discuss about it in the comments. Okay, I kinda feel like this was a bit of a heavy topic and video, but I feel like racism in K-pop really needs to be acknowledged, and I just thought I'd add my bit to the story. I hope this script makes sense. I'm horrible with words, so I might have accidentally just rambled my way through this whole video, but I hope y'all liked it.